Hello, people on the internet. It's the show with no name. This time, I got a guest host. It's Caps. Putty's not here today. The show that has yet to be named. Sorry, that's what it's called. But who knows what it's called? He's looking for something. What's he looking for? I don't know. You know this guy from Five for Talkie. He does other things. He likes to talk about stuff. So we're going to talk about cartoons.
Been on the show before.
He was here. He's on the channel, so who cares what show he's been on? We're going to talk about cartoons that we loved as childrens. So I'm gonna let you start it off by saying one that I have never heard of, most likely, because you're from like 1961.
I'm still staring at you.
Oh yeah, sorry. I didn't realize I said that out loud.
Have you heard of G.I. Joe?
Yes, that's a show.
Fortunately, it's not from the 60s, by the way. But anyway.
G.I. Joe, you mean the great movie with Channing Tatum?
Anyway.
Raw?
Thought it was such a cool cartoon back in the day. With that catchphrase at the end, knowing is half the battle. Remember that?
G.I. Joe.
Always having a positive message. So that I remember that from when I was a kid. Also remember Transformers.
You just gonna leave me here? You're just gonna tell me about G.I. Joe and you're gonna leave?
Go for it.
I don't like G.I. Joe. I like the G.I. Joe movie, and I don't mean the crappy new movies. I mean the animated movie from the 80s. I really like that. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
You never saw the G.I. Joe movie?
Don't remember it.
Oh my gosh, you gotta watch it right now. Well, not right now, but like soon. It's good.
I'm gonna take a look at it afterwards.
Yeah, I watched a lot of G.I. Joe, surprisingly enough. It was a little before me, but I did watch a lot of it. I was never really a fan. I was more of a fan of the next show you're gonna say, which is Transformers.
Transformers.
Yeah.
Optimus Prime was a huge fan of Optimus Prime. I had the actual action figure, I guess you would call it, the Transformer.
Yeah.
I had a bunch of those, man, from Transformers. So
he was dope.
Really dope. Another one. I don't know if you want to comment on that, by the way. Sorry.
Was a big fan of Transformers. Huge fan of Beast Wars, which was the next thing they did. I really love the 80s Transformers movie. Please tell me you know what I'm talking about.
I do.
Okay.
I don't remember it as much, but I do recall seeing it.
That's also another 80s cartoon movie I liked. I mean, Transformers is Transformers. It's been done to death now, but at that time, they were so cool. Like, they were so cool.
Yeah.
Speaking of so cool, I'll segue into one of your own shows. Speaking of transforming robot shows that I very much do not like.
I didn't.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say. Voltron.
I didn't think we were gonna talk about things that we didn't like, but all right.
No. I was saying about your shows. Okay, so here, Voltron. That you were gonna say that. I was
gonna say that.
I don't have a problem with Voltron. I hate Gundam Wing for all you people out there, just to know that. We're not going to get into animes, but I'll let you have Voltron.
It wasn't really well known as much. I mean, like at the time.
Voltron is pretty big.
Yeah.
Voltron, honestly, is considered like the best 80s cartoon.
Wow, okay.
I know.
It was going to go that far.
I know.
I just thought that when you look at Power Rangers, I see Voltron. I don't know, everything to the different aspects of the robot, I guess, to the different colors, the different characters. I just think it's just straight from Voltron.
Power Rangers is Japanese, realistically, right? Super Sentai is a Japanese show that they just put it into English and then added the scenes with the teenagers. Like all the fighting scene is none of those kids. That's all the Japanese people from the other show.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, well, I'm gonna say some.
Okay.
We're gonna keep it mostly superhero-ish oriented. Heroes, not super, because the next guy apparently is not a superhero. Um, Batman, the animated series, is
He's not a
like
superhero.
that's my favorite show. It's my favorite comedy. I was gonna say my favorite cartoon, probably ever. Like it's arguable, but I mean that show is legendary. Hey, no, seriously? I was
Um,
trying not to yawn, but it happened.
Storylines, the characters, everything that came out of that series, I think set up a little bit of the Christopher Nolan movies. But Mark Hamill was a freaking legend
He's the
as a
best
Joker.
Joker.
Um, I can't remember the guy's name that played Batman.
Kevin Conroy.
Yeah, did a fantastic job. Um, I just thought the stories were dark and just fantastic. I think it went on for like what, 3 or 4 seasons?
5.
Was it 5? And it
But
didn't.
okay,
It came like soon after the first '89 Batman. It just
okay. So
started.
you have 3 seasons of Batman the animated series, and then you have I think it's I want to say 2. Like I could be wrong here. Of a show, they changed the show. The animation changed a little bit, and it became Batman: The New Adventures of Batman and Robin.
No,
And
that's when I was turned off on it.
it was the same show, but it was the animation changed a bit, and it had Batgirl in it, and I think that was 2 really short seasons that they just ended up putting into one. Like if you buy the Blu-rays or whatever, it's on one disc or one set. Not the same. Segue from Batman, Batman Beyond. I don't think you ever watched Batman Beyond.
No, I think after the third season of Batman the Animated Series, I think I stopped.
So I buy all the shows. Like I own almost every show we just talked about, minus like G.I. Joe. Um, Batman Beyond is really good.
Is
Like
it?
it's really good, and it's darker than Batman the animated series, and it's kind of a new thing for Batman because a lot of the villains, it's in the future, right? So like the villains are all dead. So if you want to watch it in a way to know if you like it, there's a movie called Batman Beyond: Return of the Joker. It's so good, and it's like an hour and 20 minutes, and I'm sure you'll like it
Hmm.
if you like Batman. Because that also is in the same universe. The
Okay.
Batman that Batman Beyond is a kid, and his like person that takes care of him is Bruce Wayne, and it's the Bruce Wayne from Batman the animated series.
Okay.
So
Yeah. If I can find it, maybe I'll take a look.
you'll find it. The movie's a pretty easy find.
Mhm.
No problems. Superman the animated series. Did you ever watch that? That was at the same time as Batman, and that was pretty good.
I've seen a few episodes. I've seen a few episodes. Do you remember the cheesy Spider-Man cartoon from like back in the day where he was just like
Spider-Man from the '60s or from the '70s when it was Spider-Man and Friends?
'60s?
Okay, yeah.
Where it was like they would show. Remember YTV? They would.
And listen, when I used to go to my grandmother's house, she used to live in a condo in like Mississauga. So when we would go out there, and this is like early '90s, this is like '94 ish. We would go to the Blockbuster by her house, and I would rent always like I guess because it would keep me entertained longer. Instead of getting me movies, she would rent me seasons of shows. So I would get
Oh, really?
The Aquaman show from the '60s, Super Friends with Batman and Superman, the old Spider-Man shows, the old Iron Man and Captain America shows, like, and it would be like 10 episodes, and I would just sit there and watch it. I must have watched Spider-Man like 40 times. It's so bad, but it's so
It's so
good.
good. Like it's like I remember like afterwards like what are those webs attached to?
That isn't.
Because he's just like, and then it's like you just see like these buildings. And I don't know, it just didn't make sense. but I thought it was so cheesy and so good at the same time.
It was. You have to see like the Aquaman one. Oh my god. Or
But they would replay these things on YTV back in the day. I remember.
Yes, a lot at
And
late at night.
yeah, I used to when I went to elementary school. I would always go to my grandparents' house because they were close to the school that I was going to. And as soon as I came back from school, uh, it was like I remember it was just like 4 o'clock to like 5. It's like Batman the Animated Series, and then whatever else they had on at the time. But yeah, I just remember those things back in the day. It was pretty cool. So I guess we'll move on. Masters of the Universe, remember that?
Yes, I do.
All right. That
Another
iconic theme. Even She-Ra, I thought She-Ra was like
I honestly
sick
want to know.
too.
I watched that more than
He-Man.
He-Man. I'm not a huge like. I know, especially for the collecting world, Transformers, GI Joe, He-Man, like the huge ones. There's bigger ones. You're gonna name a couple. I have one here, but I was never huge fans of those. I don't know if it was just the style of the animation. It never like pulled me in. Like for me, like we'll get to it later, but I was way more of a Ninja Turtles kid. But
Let's get
continuing
into
with
it.
that. Wait, hold on. Let's keep going with He-Man. He-Man is like the definition of a show that was made to sell product, and it worked. Like to this day, He-Man is one of the most popular action figures ever, and they still fly off the shelves.
Well, the whole line is apparently even who's the villain?
Skeletor.
Skeletor. He's pretty famous as well. So like the whole line.
Skeletor.
I used to have that back in the day until
They re-released the retro line, and it's pretty cool.
yeah, it's pretty much the same. Yeah,
Mhm.
pretty much the same.
But yeah,
And fortunately, one of my parents threw all my stuff away. But you know that stuff could have been crazy
it probably
expensive
is.
right now. One of which was a mint condition Optimus Prime. I can't remember I think it was Power Master. I think it's called.
I don't even
It's
want
the
to look it
whole
up.
rig, everything, the trailer, the rig, everything.
That's probably worth so much money.
Yeah.
What about Thundercats?
Thundercats is a good one too. I didn't watch as much as Voltron, but Thundercats I've watched a little bit of back in the day as well.
Me too.
Yeah.
I mingled with Thundercats. Okay, so we're gonna get into the big boy, obviously. If Batman wasn't a big enough boy, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I own the box set right now, and I did rewatch it all at one point, and I still loved every second of it, but I just want to admit how much like the last 5 seasons do not hold up. Like it starts off really strong, the first 4 or 5 seasons, and you're like, okay, but it always feels like something's missing, and you're always thinking, okay, this is coming, it's coming, right? It has to be. There's still so many seasons left, it's coming. Then all of a sudden it switches into like, I guess when it hit the 90s, and bro, the show just falls apart.
How many seasons were there?
I think there's 9.
Really?
Yeah. There's a lot. The discs, like it fills the whole truck. The truck is like this big, and the discs fill the whole entire truck.
It started in '87, right? It started in '87.
It was 87 till 94 or 95.
It was the first time. That's when they introduced the different colors for the different turtles,
colors.
Right?
They introduced Casey Jones.
Yeah, this is all marketing ploy, man. Yeah. So they can sell the figures and stuff. Because I think
because
before that was
all red.
Yeah, exactly. I just remember the first few seasons, and I think after that they started to go downhill a little bit.
Yeah.
With the iconic theme.
Also a thing a lot of people.
Everybody knows it.
Everybody knows it now, but it was a fact that a lot of people didn't know. One of the most iconic name changes in Europe they were called the Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles because you couldn't say ninja. And in the later seasons, they changed Michelangelo's nunchucks because some kid got killed with nunchucks or something, and they gave him like a weird, like grappling hook thing.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's really weird. It's like a chain with like a throwy thing on a stick.
Who's your favorite turtle?
Raphael.
Oh, wow. Okay. Me too.
I mean, are you kidding me? Have you met us? Like,
It's like, yeah, I guess. It makes sense.
that's got to be the option.
It makes
He's
sense.
definitely the most Italian of all the turtles as well.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people like Michelangelo, Donatello, but
This is my reasoning. I like Michelangelo. I think he's fun. We're getting so in depth about Ninja Turtles, but I feel like Michelangelo has no. That's all he is. He's just a fun guy. He doesn't do anything else. He doesn't bring anything else. He's not reliable.
a
Donatello
lot
is
of people like that.
Donatello now. When I look at Donatello, I'm like, wow, Donatello's like pretty cool. All the stuff he did. But back then, you're like, oh, he's a loser. He's a nerd. I'm not gonna like Donatello. And then I just always had a thing with like, I won't say the villain, but like I don't like the good guy, like the goody goody, and that was Leonardo, right? Like I'm gonna tell mom, like I don't know. That's how I always thought of him.
Yeah, I thought Raph was like he could step up and be the leader if he ever wanted
Exactly.
to. But I
He could do it on
always,
his own.
for some reason, I thought the size were like the best weapon. I
Yeah.
have no idea why.
Don't ask me either. Because
But
in the game
I
they're
thought they were
so useless.
Yeah, but I thought they was just so cool.
Yeah, no, I agree.
But
You
yeah,
go from Rocksteady, Krang,
Mm-hmm.
the whole Dimension X thing. That's when the show gets really weird, when it starts going into the other dimension, and like the kids in the Cadillac come, the flying Cadillac.
It was a really good TV show, man. Really good TV show.
Yeah, that is good memories right there. Okay, so I have another 80s one I want to throw at you because I love it. I recently bought the set for it. I know it's not complete, which pisses me off, but I was at Walmart and I didn't want to wait in line because of like this whole thing. So I was like, I'll just
bought
buy
it recently?
Yeah, I was like, I'll just buy it. I did this twice. At one time I bought Hey Arnold, the complete set. And another time I was buying cards, but I didn't want to go wait in line. So I'm like, I could check out in electronics if I buy something. So I bought the box set of this for $15, and it's missing a lot of the episodes towards I think season 5. But anyways, Real Ghostbusters. I don't know if you ever watched Real Ghostbusters.
Is it from the 80s?
It's from the 80s. It ran for a long time. It ran for like, I think it was 5 seasons of the original show, and then there was 3 seasons after where it was called Slimer and the Ghostbusters or something like that.
I think I've seen a few episodes. I do recall seeing a Ghostbusters cartoon back in the day.
It's friggin' amazing. It's so good. The monsters look so cool. They look scary. I remember watching it as a kid and I was so scared of the monsters. It has I don't want to say it, Tim, and it's not. I feel like it has Dave Coulier, I think, is one of the voices, or Dan Castellan, who plays Homer. Well, anyways, the voice cast for it is good, and it was originally supposed to have like, so this is the funny part. So Bill Murray, the guy who voices Bill Murray's character Venkman, is the guy who does Garfield, and the guy who does Garfield in the movies is Bill Murray. Isn't that weird?
Really?
So the movie version of Ghostbusters is Bill Murray, and the movie version of Garfield is Bill Murray, but the cartoon version is both the same guy for both things too.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's a really good cartoon. Also, you got the later version, Extreme Ghostbusters, in the late '90s, which I love. Good luck finding that for sale. I've been trying to buy that for a long time. I got a couple more here. Well, probably my second favorite, X-Men, the animated series. I don't know if you ever watched that.
I remember that.
That show still holds up to this day. I rewatched it it is completely worth rewatching to anybody who wants to watch it. Like even if as an adult, like it is still good, and it's so relevant now because the whole thing is like dealing with racism basically, and that's really good. Spider-Man the animated series, the '90s one, is awesome, but it's really goofy at the same time. What else do I have here? What about Justice League and Justice League Unlimited? They were out at the same time as Batman and Superman, the animated series. Did you ever watch those?
No.
Those are really good too, man. I
Don't
own
remember those.
I've literally owned everything of this thing.
Yeah, those I don't remember.
Do you have any other ones?
Oh.
Can you think of any off the top of your head? Like 80s? Like, do you remember the Super Mario cartoon? Or the Zelda
no,
one?
I don't remember the cartoon.
Zelda. There was Super Mario, there was Zelda, and then there was this Captain N or whatever, and he would go into the Nintendo games, and those are cool as shit, bro.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
I watched a lot of TV. I still do. I don't know, man. If you had to pick, okay, so I'm not gonna assume which one's your favorite. What would be your favorite?
Probably Batman, yeah, animated series.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. I think you're starting to see a bit of a correlation between this video and the other video. Like Batman's always at the top.
I mean, but that's
on my
gonna be
list.
for me no matter what.
Yeah. I just thought the stories were so good. Like they were so
It's still honestly
well written.
completely holds up. If
Yeah.
you're really that big of a fan, I don't know if you own it, but they have Blu-rays out, and I think right now it's reduced to like $60.
I have them downloaded.
Yeah, well, it's not the Blu-ray. It's not the Blu-ray. Okay.
I know.
If you had to pick one of those cartoons you said and erase it forever, it's the only one you'll never get to ever have watched it or watch it again. Which one?
Out of those cartoons, which one I wouldn't want to watch?
Yeah, which one would you be, if you had to pick one to be completely erased forever?
Oh, shit. I don't know.
Yeah, you got to pick it. This is the hard questions I ask, hard-hitting questions. Which one of those could you live without?
Maybe the Spider-Man one from the 60s.
That's cheating.
I mean, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed that cartoon, but you know, it was. I can live without it.
I mean, I can live with it. It's still gonna call cheating on it, but I can live with it.
You asked me the question, so I came with the answer.
I did. I'll take the answer.
There you go, man.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle series from the late '90s, early 2000s. That might just be early 2000s.
Don't remember it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It's darker. It's better stories. I think it ran for 5 seasons. That's really cool. I recommend that to anybody watching.
Maybe I'll take a look at it, but I wasn't really watching cartoons afterwards. After the mid '90s, early 2000s.
Neither was I. But these are more things that over time I caught them on TV or I heard about it and I watched it and I was like, I never thought I would be able to go back and watch cartoons as an adult, but it kind of feels nice. Like it's nostalgic and it's fun and there's not like evil bones in their bodies. It's just pure joy. You know what I mean? Like they're not trying to make you feel bad. They're just trying to have a good time and make you buy some toys because you're a stupid idiot that wants to buy toys. That's all I have.
That's pretty much all I have, man.
All right. Well, let's wrap this up. Thank you for watching RLG2. Subscribe, hit the bell, hit those other things. Don't hit us, please. I don't like getting hit. And that's all I have. Good night. Have a good night and one of those nights. Let us know your favorite cartoons in the thing. Goodbye.